I think it kind of jumped me to live before I was expecting it, but let me make sure my mic, yeah, it's not muted today. So, hey everybody. So, I am once again coming on live just to sip some morning coffee. So, I decided I'm going to call these interactive lives morning coffee. I know I didn't really make an announcement that I was going to come live, but first of all, I cannot believe that the last time I went live was my birthday. Like, I cannot believe 2 weeks has passed already. So that's absolutely insane, first of all. But I'm going to wait for a few people to scroll on in and get their morning coffee. So this is the time that I typically drop videos. So I thought that this would be the best time to actually come on live and just talk because I'm not going to drop a video today since I have a little bit of free time. So, hey, to the one person who is watching, be sure to drop where you're from. Good morning, Hope Hill. Thank you so much for coming in. I again know I did not announce it. It's kind of last minute because I had a client cancel her 10 o'clock. So I'm like, okay, let me just come on live and just see what's going on. So I decided that first of all, make sure if you're watching this live or on the replay that you are subscribed and telling friends to tell other friends that it's Liddy over here because I am so close to 10K, probably like 200 people away at this point. Virginia, hey, thank you so much for joining. So let me get comfortable. So thank you so much for joining the live. So yeah, today I decided that during these little lives, because I be like struggling like what to talk about. I think I'm gonna talk about trending topics that I don't cover on the channel. Cali, wow, okay, it must be sunny. And Cali, I'm sure. So it was like raining here for the past couple of days. So it's just now sun is kind of coming out a little bit, but nevertheless, so yeah, I decided that I'm probably just going to talk about trending topics that I see going on online that I don't make a video. Either I don't feel like I have enough to say about it, or I just make other videos about other things and I don't ever talk about it. So I've been recently seeing on TikTok this YouTube, or she's a YouTuber too, but she's also a TikToker, former dancer by the name of Flawed Villain, talking about men and talking about humiliation rituals and how she feels like men are humiliation rituals. So we're definitely going to get into that. Diddy, probably DDG. What else? What else did I have? Oh yeah, the friend, and it was. We'll just do that for now. So when it comes to the trending topics again for the morning coffee, we're just going to talk about things that I probably would make videos about, but just didn't have the time to. So yeah, but first. Be sure. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for saying, hey, good morning, everybody. Wow, it's 14 people in here. So I know that may seem like a little to some people, but that's a lot to me because I didn't even announce or anything. So, yeah. Hey, I'm new to your channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be sure to tell friends and tell other friends it's Liddy because, again, we're trying to push up to 10K. Ooh, it's so hot. Let me turn my air on. I'm only in the car because I see other content creators go live in their car, but I didn't think the lighting was as good in my house, but eventually I'm probably gonna be in my house too. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much. Hey, Angela, Charles. So yeah, again, these lives are just going to be about trending topics. But before we get into that, please follow me on TikTok as well because I'm going to be going live again. So I have a client at 2:30 that's going to be getting a micro life retire. I'm going to go live and record some of that. So around probably like 3 o'clock, I'm going to go live again. So be sure to go on my TikTok as well. I'm also going to be dropping content that's different from YouTube, but still centered around Coley Natural Hair. So it's in my bio. So again, also tell friends and other tell friends to tell other friends is Liddy over here. So many more bangers to come. But anyway, so I've been seeing this creator. Her name is Flaw Villain. She is a white woman, but she's talking about men being humiliation rituals. And I thought that this would be a perfect topic because I recently dropped a video about a 41-year-old woman who is currently pregnant by a married man that does not want the baby, but she's keeping the baby. So I know that hey, Kenia, thank you so much for joining. So I know it was like a lot of controversy around that topic. A lot of people were giving her just real tough love, like, hey, you grown as heck, you should know better, things like that, which I definitely can see that perspective. But when she started talking about her backstory and how she was like a recovering addict and things like that, I'm like, maybe her mindset is a little hindered due to the fact that she is a your hair so cute, cute. Thank you so much, Studio 50 Morning. Thank you so much for joining. So, yeah, I'm like, maybe her mindset is a little hindered based off where she probably got addicted to drugs. So I had like a little bit of sympathy for your girl, even though yes, we are all grown, we make our own decisions and things like that. And but I definitely think it takes two to tango. But I do think that she got lost in the sauce of all of it and things like that. And she unfortunately fell for the okie doke at 41. Now she has to deal with raising a child from a married man who decided to work it out with with the wife. And yeah, so that's a lot. But anyway, Flawed Villain is online talking about how men are a humiliation ritual and how you should be careful, things like that. So it's kind of like a part two of the decentered men conversation that's been going super duper viral. So I just thought I'll give my 2 cents. So first of all, your girl is definitely hilarious, and I do enjoy her content, even though I'm not an extreme. I love your voice. Great to see you. Thank you so much. So I'm not a thank you, Jen. So I'm not an extreme. I hate men type of individual myself. As I date men, I love men, things like that. But I do also feel like men can definitely leave you high and dry, can leave you out here humiliated. So her saying it's a humiliation ritual is the perfect description. A lot of the times, like if you put your all into a man. So that's the key. You need to have discernment for one. Really pray to God or whatever energy source that you have that you are making the right decision when it comes to a partner. Because yes, they do have a lot of control over like your sense of self. It could be if you're not 100%. But before, for one, pray, yes, vet. For two, do a background check because finding out that he was married after you got pregnant, I would have been knew that. Like I already do my background check, so I would have seen the marriage certificate. But definitely do background checks. Definitely pray. Definitely, you got to have a good sense of self and feel like, okay, I already got it going on. So whatever I add to my life is just an addition and not just like the end all be all. So I definitely feel like when you're 41 and you're getting that pressure from your family and your friends, oh, you don't have any children, because in this case, your girl did not have no children. You probably feel like, oh, I gotta make this happen and things. Where I'm from Kansas City. So yeah, where are you from? So yeah, they probably feel like, oh, I gotta make this happen and things like that, and you get lost in the sauce. And your boy, she was talking about how he really wants to have the baby. Just absolutely ridiculous. But nevertheless, back to Flawed Villain. I'm just kind of all over the place. I definitely feel like if you're not careful, men can definitely be your humiliation ritual, because we see, for example, women in prisons that fell in love with a man and did anything for a man and they really threw their whole life away. So she's on TikTok. I know it's a lot of controversy because I believe the content creator, I guess there's some black woman named Cecilia. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, please let me know, because I did not even know she existed until all this controversy between Flawed Villain and this lady. My mother-in-law will probably be the reason I go to prison. So that is funny. So yes, even just be careful. Thank you so much, Hannah. So please be careful, whether it's family, men, whatever, who is in your orbit, in your energy, because yeah, even family can drive you crazy if you let them. But um, where was I? Oh yeah, so it's some type of controversy between Law Villain and Cecilia going on, I guess, about who started the term humiliation ritual. I honestly been hearing that for so long, even before it was applied to men. Flaw Villain is the first time I heard it was applied to men personally, but nevertheless, like Flaw Villain is saying, like if it's all about the message, then just let it. Hi, so what are your thoughts on the Middle East? Should we keep it or get rid of it? I don't. What do you mean? What are my thoughts on the Middle East? I'm sorry. Inform me a little bit more so that I can give an informed decision. I do know that there is a lot going on right now. A lot of rumors that World War III is about to start. So my just prayers to everybody that's involved, and even with the ISIS stuff, all that. Yeah, beautiful nails and lovely hand gestures. Thank you. Sorry, I talk with my hands, but yeah, should we keep it or get? I don't. Should we keep the Middle East? Like, I don't think we have a choice. I don't think we can get rid of it unless you're talking about what, being an ally to Israel or whatever the case may be. Um, you let me know. What do you think about the Middle East? What do you think we should get rid of it or keep it? Inform me, please, because I may be ignorant to these conversations as I kind of seeing things going on a little bit, but not probably super informed. So what are you saying is we should not get rid of the Middle East? So again, inform me in the comment section, but nevertheless, right now I'm going to keep moving forward. But yeah, anyway, so when it comes to the whole humiliation ritual, I don't even know where I left off, but the person that I saw expressed that it was men involved with a humiliation ritual was flawed villain. And then I do see now that again, Cecilia, leave down below if you're a follower of her. I don't know if she's on YouTube. Maybe that's why I never knew of her. I do know that she's a faceless content creator, which flawed villain is not. And she was kind of saying that thank you, good morning, barefoot. So yes, flawed villain was kind of saying that the reason that she's bigger is not due to race, because there are a lot of women coming online, black women in particular, talking about the fact that they feel like that once again our ideals are being hijacked by a white woman, and she's blowing up. Flawed villain is the white woman in this case. And yeah, so what do you think about all of that? I don't even know if you all are following, but again, I didn't know who Cecilia was. She is a faceless content creator, and Flawed Villain was saying like, hey, when you're faceless, you kind of can hinder yourself a little bit because people want to see the person behind the message. So me being a faceless content creator prior to like 2 weeks ago, I guess I can speak on that aspect as well. So I do feel like when you're a faceless content creator, the overall message can definitely be perceived. And I feel like that I didn't have a problem with that. But I feel like when it comes to the visual aspects of fully natural hair, for in my case, and really wanting to see the person and wanting to see that they actually wear the fully natural hair, I do feel like maybe content creators that are of the type 4 range that show their selves and show their hair probably did have a slight advantage. So I could definitely see where Flawed Villain is coming from. But Cecilia has like 400,000 followers. So being faceless does not make you not have an influence at all. But I do think that having your face being shown probably does increase your influence. And her being a white woman probably does help as well, because she's not an ugly white woman. She's not like a what you would deem as like a Pamela Anderson type of white woman where they're like boobs out type, but she definitely is still fitting a beauty standard. She's more of like your girl next door, which does have its advantages as well. So let me know what you think about all that if you follow them. But nevertheless, we'll just move on because I don't see any comments about that. So maybe that's some new tea. Maybe I should make a video about that to do a deep dive on it, because again, I do talk about like men and kind of dating and relationships a little bit sometimes on videos. So yeah, maybe I will make a video about that. But for now, we'll just move on to some other topics. So the next topic that I saw that was going super duper viral that I did not make a video about, that I was considering making a video, but then I just saw that Strategic Feminine actually made a video about it. So I thought her video was pretty good. So I was like, okay, I'll just let it go through the algorithm a different way and not personally give my perspective. But I was like, I'll just save it for live. So when I saw the video, so if you're not aware, it's two black girls, I assume in their 20s. One's birthday, I guess her man got was looking at the other friend or whatever, and the video that was super duper viral was of the one friend cussing out another friend because she was basically saying that she looked better than her on her birthday. Her body was better, and her man was looking at her. Just all type of crazy stuff. Good morning, Mariah. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, that story was insane. She was like, you should have wore some basically some baggy pants or whatever. You know, your body's more T than mine. You know this, you know that. It was crazy, but it just goes to show, like, definitely be careful who you have in your orbit, period. Like, if you are friends with a girl, I when it's my birthday, I don't care what you wear to my birthday. Like, if you are a girl that wear bust down wigs or natural hair or whatever, and you know, we all have friends. Some of our friends can be more beautiful than us, but I'm not gonna be telling my friend like, oh, you cannot outshine me. I just find that to be absolutely ridiculous personally. I just guess I'm more of a person that just don't care about stuff like that. I know I've kind of been deemed as a person who kind of like go with the flow more. I know, so maybe I just don't have those type of insecurities, thank God, to where I'm comparing myself to my friend. Because if you're actually my friend, like, for one, I don't know, my grandma and grandpa died in a cat crash 5 minutes ago. Sorry to hear that. So I'm not sure if you're trolling, but if that's legit, sorry about that. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not the type to really compare myself to my friends in that way, or feeling like, oh, if my friend look better than me, oh, my man looking at my friend. If my man is looking at my friend, I need to be checking my man, because if you here with me, what you looking at my friend for? So if, for example, if your friend have on short shorts or whatever the case may be, and I guess in this case they get up and go to the bathroom, and your man may look in the direction because it's natural to do that when somebody's getting up and moving, that's one thing. But you shouldn't be with a man who you feel like is checking for your friend, because you are so insecure within yourself that you assume that your man's looking at her because they look better. If you feel that way, like Strategic Feminine kind of said in her video, maybe you need to be going on your own personal level up journey. And that's just not improving your looks. That's improving here within you, like making sure that you're secure within yourself, regardless of what other women are doing. Make sure, if you feel like that there's a look that your friend has that you feel like is more of an attractive appearance, maybe you should try to do that. Um, oh yeah, somebody said so sorry for your loss. So yeah, I don't know, like a cat crash. I don't know. That's why I'm like, I hope that that's legit. But yeah, I'm definitely sorry for your loss. But yeah, if you feel like your friend is more leveled up than you, then maybe you should go on your journey to figure out what your personal style and things like that is, and what your ideal beauty standards is, and try to follow that. But to crash out on your way home because your friend is perceived as more beautiful to you than, oh, you think she meant car crash. Okay, yes, definitely sorry for your loss, Maxie. Sorry about that. When you get on these lives, it's a lot of trolls. So I assumed it was a troll, but yeah, definitely praying for you, Maxie, and your grandparents. Wow. I don't even have the words, but um, yeah, praying for you. So the other request was an accident. Oh, sorry, I'm getting messages too. So let me swipe down and read this real quick. Okay, anyway, so I am back. So yeah, that was absolutely an insane story. Leave what you think about that down below. But anyway, I just thought that that was interesting to show how you can literally be friends with somebody, have them in the orbit, and they can flat out be jealous of you and you have no idea. So anyway, so another topic that is very interesting that your girl has definitely been paying much attention to. Sorry, I like to be comfortable in my car. So that's your girl has been paying much attention to is the Diddy case. So leave down below if y'all watch Armand Wiggins stories or coverage about the Diddy case, because that's probably where I get the majority of my news source from. A little bit of academics, and but primarily Armand, because your boy definitely be breaking it down like, oh my god. But anyway, so currently, I guess Jane Doe is on the stand, but there's just been so much going on with this case. So leave down below, do you think that Diddy is going to walk free? What are your thoughts about all of this? Do you think that it's going to change the way that we view celebrities forever, change the way we view just wanting to be with a super high powered man? Because as you know, there's rumors that Kanye West actually showed up yesterday as well, who was allegedly a billionaire in his own right. And he basically is coming out talking about, hey, I do freak offs too. So he's like, if Diddy's going to jail for freak offs, I should be there. I should be in jail for freak offs as well. So does that change your opinion again about celebrity men, about the desire to want to be famous, about just what goes on behind the scenes in order to be in that realm of things? So leave what you think about all that. But the Diddy case is absolutely insane. So swipe off. It will let me keep talking. Beautiful, beautiful confidence in your nails. Thank you. Doing freak offs is one of them. But once you're holding people against their will and dragging them, that is a different story. So yes, that was more with the Cassie thing. So yes, Cassie definitely was a young girl. I think they determined if the participants were consenting to do them. So yes, I definitely think Cassie was unfortunately a young girl that got lost in the sauce. So I definitely, my heart goes out to her, because that was insane to have to go through all of that, promised a career that never happened, and all of that. That was a lot going on. But when it comes to Jane Doe, her being, I think she was like 37, I definitely think that she knew better. Hey, Christina, I definitely think she knew better and she was after the bag. And But when it comes to the drugging, a lot of times she was actually saying that she was consenting to taking the drugs and things like that. So I don't know about Jane Doe and how much of a victim she is versus if she just upset because she did not get everything that she wanted out of the ordeal. I don't know. Leave down below what you think. I am doing good. Thank you so much. Good morning, Christina. I don't know how I feel about Cassie because word on the street is she was laughing at Kim's pain. So I've heard that too. So yes, what makes another woman, what do they say, what makes a woman cry makes you laugh and later makes you cry too, or something like that. Good morning, how are you doing? I am well. First time watching you. You are naturally beauty. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Linda. Be sure to subscribe to my channel on the road to 10K. So thank you for coming in. But all the missing children be at those parties. So yeah, I heard a lot goes on at those parties that I'm waiting for that type of stuff to be discussed, not just his sexual escapades, because yes, I understand when it comes to Cassie, that was necessary to show just kind of like being held against her will, domestic violence, and all through things like that. I'm going through depression. I am also having thoughts of hurting myself. I am so sorry to hear that, Christina. Definitely, prayers go out to you. If you need somebody to talk to, there's definitely a suicidal line. If you're watching and you know, it's like pound 511, I believe, but don't quote me. But if you're watching and you know what the suicidal line is, please leave it in the comment section. But definitely, Christina, know that you are worthy. Your life is worthy. Um, can I give you my number? So yes, please email me your number. I don't know if you want to give it out on the live stream or not, but yes, you could definitely email me. I'm here to talk if you need somebody to talk to 100%. Thank you for coming on my live and just expressing how you're feeling right now, and definitely feeling like you have a sense of community here where you can express those things. But yes, you can email me. It's in the bio, your number, if you want to talk a little bit more deeper about what's going on. Also, please, anybody who knows that suicidal number, leave it in the comment section as well so that we can help Christina out. So someone else said, I have you seen Blink Price? Maybe them girls really didn't know what they were taking. So I haven't seen Blink twice, but I heard that it definitely compares quite a bit to the Diddy story. So I definitely need to watch that. So I don't know, because Jane Doe was on the stand, which is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mama, and she was saying I took the ecstasy. You know, she knew. I don't know what Cassie knew. Thank you so much, Tatiana. So yeah, I didn't know. I don't know what Cassie knew or didn't know, but Doe definitely was like, "Hey, he gave me a ecstasy pill, another ecstasy pill. We were taking drugs, and I had to be high in order to do the freak offs, or whatever the case may be." So, yeah, Jane Doe's a little bit of a different situation than Cassie. I personally feel, but yeah, I don't know about that, but it's absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, it's interesting that they have not got on like Justin Bieber, the children that are allegedly missing that are within these parties, and just all type of, yeah, like, well, I want to hear more about that. Like, I do know Cassie's testimony was necessary to talk about the abuse and him holding her against her will and blowing up, all that was necessary. But when it comes to just constantly focusing on the sexual things, I want to hear. Okay, like, I'm kind of over freak off. I want to hear, where does the life sentence take place? Like, right. What about the kids? Me and my mom have been sent. Yeah, like, okay, like, he did freak, like, but like, what else? Very scary situation. I don't know what I would do. Drugged up and surrounded by predators. Definitely unfortunate. Definitely, like, I definitely believe Cassie was a victim, because again, meeting somebody at 19 with that type of power and control over your career, it could be hard to. And when she was trying to break away, he literally would trace her down, blow up dudes' cars, all type of stuff. But like, again, Jane Doe, the woman that is allegedly 50 Cent's baby mama that's currently on the stand, her situation was a little bit different, because he literally was saying, "Hey, if you are uncomfortable, you can go. Hey, this is kind of how I do things." It was like, after Cassie and Kim and J Lo and the women that I feel like he actually loved, like his baby mamas and stuff like that. I feel like he definitely set a new tone, like in the more modern day Diddy that we know about, like kind of when he was dealing with like Young Miami's and the Ginas. I definitely feel like it was more like a transactional base, but again, I want to know, where's the Rico, where's the children being involved, where's all the things that we heard about, like just court. It's been like 4 weeks now, and all we've been hearing about is like him doing freak, like, okay, like, love your content. Thank you so much, the Iconic Diaries. Thank you so much for supporting. But yeah, so I want to hear more than just that. But Diddy is definitely a monster. He's disgusting. We all know that. Like, I don't know. But when it comes to like if he's gonna do life, I'm still on the fence because I don't feel like they proved enough for me to be like, yeah, like Diddy's going down for a Rico. I just feel like they just proved that he's a super freak and he's disgusting. But anyway, so the next topic is going to be about DDG and Halle Bailey, which I talked about a few times on my channel. I actually read Halle Bailey's initial restraining order against Diddy. Oh, thank you so much. Live from the UK. Wow, UK in the building. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting. So, yeah, I read the initial restraining order against DDG from Halle Bailey, but when DDG did a response, I did not do a follow up video. So I just thought that oh, my voice is fading in and out. Okay, maybe my air is loud, kinda. Hopefully that will work, but I don't know what's going on. But I don't know if I should move up a little bit. I don't know, but hopefully it's more clear. Since, let me know if you could, if it's still fading in and out or not. Maybe I need to move a little bit closer up there. Greetings, everyone. Hey, Caroline. Thank you so much for joining. But yeah, when it comes to the DDG and his response restraining order, I actually did not do a follow-up video on it. Not that I didn't want to, but I just didn't get around to it. But it's very unfortunate. Again, in fairness, I'm going to be fair and balanced when I say this. I don't feel like DDG wanted to go to the courts, but I feel like Halle Bailey, honestly, she introduced going to the courts and getting restraining orders and things like that, and he did give a response. Now, when it comes to her mental health, that was very unfortunate to hear and see, and like, basically kind of shattered the image that she portrays herself as, that she worked so hard to as a Disney star, to see her suffering because he allegedly was cheating and things like that, but and also going to through postpartum depression and things like that, and witnessing that on text messages was very unfortunate. Again, even though some of the people actually, I mean, some of the text message, rather, they actually was prior to her having the baby, which a lot of people are pointing out as well, which again, it looks like she was struggling with a lot of mental health even before that case. And that goes to show, you definitely, a baby is not going to keep a man, a baby is not going to solve your issues. So you definitely have to take care of yourself before you even think about dating. And then you also need to take care of yourself before you even think about, you know, marriage. Babies definitely, like, she definitely, unfortunately, she's in the situation now. Halo is born. Hopefully both parties can get, it seems like both of them love the baby at this point. I know DDG was exposing how she wanted to allegedly have an abortion. It probably was a lot for a young girl to be pregnant and not know what to do, so I don't really hold that against her. But yeah, that situation is super unfortunate. We'll see what happens in court. So far, I believe Haley was granted to travel still, and so far DDG is still waiting to hear like what type of rights he will and will not have. But I do think it's two sides to every story, and DDG got to tell his as well. I do think both parties played a part into the demise of the relationship and where the relationship is now. So I don't think it's 100% on DDG and his fault. I know a lot of content creators, women in particular, was pushing the narrative, rather, that, oh, it's just DDG. I definitely think that he played his part. Again, he definitely was not. She admittedly said, like, you're not stepping up for me enough when it comes to the baby, but Halle Bailey definitely has to take responsibility over her own life. Being a woman who decided to have a child, you have responsibilities as well. DDG does need to grow up. I feel like Haley needs to grow up as well and just do what's best for the child. I do believe that they were in mutual combat. I don't believe that one, like DDG showed proof that he was hurt as well. I believe that they was mutually fighting each other. Even in her lawsuit, she admitted, like, we both were fighting. But yeah, DDG does need to grow up. Haley, unfortunately, is in a situation where she's going to have to grow up as well and think about the best interest of the child versus the best interest of herself. I know sometimes when young girls they have babies, that reminds me of the Danny Lay and the baby situation where he dogged her out so bad. And it's like you just want to cut ties from this man because, like, again, like he humiliated you. Goes back to the flawed villain talking about humiliation with ritual. He chipped her tooth. Like, no. So yeah, she showed evidence that her tooth was definitely chipped. But there's all type of videos going on social media that's talking about the fact that her tooth was already chipped. It's a lot of allegations going on. So all we could do is just hope that the truth comes out within documents, because he also showed videos and photos that he was allegedly abused as well. So I don't know what the truth is. I don't want to say that she's not telling the truth 100% because I do believe that she has a lot of her story is likely to be true. Like, but I don't believe that his story is 100% a lie either. So it's just unfortunate again. Like, but yeah, when it comes to triggering her, dealing with other women, did she choke him? I don't know, Eric, if she choked him. I don't think that that was part of anybody's lawsuit about choking. He showed his thumb being slashed or whatever. So I think when he is alleging that she lunged at him, he chipped her or sliced his thumb. He also alleged that she was taking guns and trying to commit harm to herself and the baby. It was a lot going on. But I pray for her mental health, first of all, because at this point, again, she is a mother to Halo. She is right now the primary parent of Halo. So her mental health definitely has to be in check in order to take on such a big responsibility like that. Um, DDG. I'm going to give you my emails. Yes, please email me, Christina. My emails in the bio is coffeecutie777 at Gmail. So definitely email me, and please leave any resources that you have in the comment section about mental health, as we're currently talking about Haley Bailey, who was also suffering from a lot of mental health issues as well in result of dating and having a baby. Again, a big solution when it comes to all of this is definitely marry before you carry. That's going to prevent a lot of these issues. But again, marriage is not 100% fail proof. As you know, married men cheat. People can get married, get divorced, things like that. So that's why you also have to take care of yourself, take care of your own mental health as an individual, as a mother, and all that. You matter 100%. So yeah, but it's super unfortunate that again Haley Bailey has such a promising future. Similar, she's compared often to Zendaya, who is just soaring in her career. Haley Bailey also had those opportunities as well. Not saying that she cannot redeem herself and recover, but we know that this is definitely like a stain in her reputation and career and things like that. All because she chose to have a baby with a man that a lot of people actually warned her against, and she was actually saying, "Mind your business. I'm gonna do me." Blah blah blah. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate when it comes to that. But also, another thing, speaking of like marriage, I'm not seeing any emails pop up, Christina, but if you're emailing me, I'll have to check when I get off live. It'll probably be later on this evening by the time I get to my emails, because I have some things to get into here in a little bit. But yes, definitely email me, and also anybody who knows any information about mental health outreach and stuff like that, please leave it in the comment section to help our girl out in the community. So yes, but another thing that I saw that I did not make a video about was Kevin Gates and Brittany Renner getting married, and she gushing over him for like about 3 months now. We saw it. We actually saw them come on DDG's live, ironically enough, where he was like in the front and she had her hijab on and very silent, I guess playing the role of what she deems as a upstanding Muslim wife, and they were all over red carpets and things like that. Tupac or DMX? I'm gonna go with Tupac because I don't really listen to DMX like that. What do you think of ISIS? So yeah, when it comes to the whole ISIS situation, very unfortunate. Prayers go out to those families. I personally am not going to be protesting because it's a lot of dangers going on right now when it comes to all of that. And I personally don't feel like, thank you, Eric, lovely nails. Thank you so much. So I personally don't feel like that's where I belong in the protest, but I definitely heart goes out to the people that are in the front line for the Hispanic community and immigrants in general. So yeah, that's my thoughts when it comes to that. As you can see, I am a Black American woman, so I do know that our fights are a little bit different, but nevertheless, when it comes to the treatment, I do feel like all of us are treated unjust within the society. So again, my heart goes out to the protesters, and I hope that they're safe and things like that. um Boy, how them tables turn. So yes, I am so grateful for you allowing me to admire your nails. Okay, so Eric, you must really appreciate nails, because actually I believe I need a fill, but appreciate it. But anyway, um, so yeah, when it comes to the Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates situation, so they were gushing all over the red carpet. By the way, Kevin Gates is still legally married to his the mother of his child, Drika. I believe her name is Drika. Don't quote me, but leave it down below if you know. But he's still legally married to her, like I guess through Muslim culture as well as through legal paper. But um Brittany Renner and Kevin Gates, I guess, are dating, and they're both have converted at some point to the Muslim religion. And a lot of people, when Brittany Renner was converting, they was wondering like, where is all this coming from randomly? Is this? A lot of people already knew it might have been for a man, but I didn't know. Kevin Gates said he's a demon, and I believe him. Yes, there's a lot of rumors that he practices a lot of satanic type of rituals and things like that, and I definitely can see that 100%. I don't know what women see in Kevin Gates personally, but I do know a lot of women fall for his tricks and antics, because he talks, I guess, about healthy living at times. He talks about how he recovered from being on drugs by going on a vegan diet. He's kind of like NLA Chopper, who also has a multitude of baby mamas and women and things like that, but they'll come online and talk about how they're vegan and they're going through spiritual journeys, and women just eat it up. When Kevin Gates makes his music, I'm not like a super big fan of his, but I do know that I've seen like songs like him admiring different women and what he'll do to them sexually and stuff like that. Yeah, it's it sounds disgusting to me. Like, I don't find it appealing. I don't find him attractive. I don't think that he's a good standing upstanding man. He said homosexual stuff too. Yeah. So like he presents himself as bisexual. When he talks about sex, it's not attractive. It's not like it seems like it's coming from a healthy place. It seems like it's coming from a, like, I don't know if y'all remember the song lyrics that he made about Ruby Rose admiring her beauty or whatever the case may be, and talking about how he'll like beat it up, eat it up. It just was disgusting to me. Again, he looks weird. I don't know if he's on drugs. The way that he appears in certain events, it just, yeah, he's a very weird man. I definitely agree. So I don't know what Renner was thinking to think that this is gonna be like the stepfather of her child, because I seen videos not heated up. Yeah, I see videos of her with Kevin Gates and her child, and like, oh, he was talking about, I'm gonna be, he's a cub right now, I'm gonna turn him into a lion. I was like, oh my God, I pray for the child, because this is what you want your child, the influence. You might as well have stayed with PJ Washington, in my personal opinion, who, by the way, has another baby now, who's married or engaged to a whole other chick, and she's out here playing around with Kevin Gates. I would think if you're going through your whole transition into the Muslim culture, and it's legit where you are in life, is a beautiful thing. Because one thing I will say, Brittany Renner is a beautiful woman before all of this, and she definitely is wearing them hijab. She's very beautiful to me. But if it really was legit for a personal reason, I don't think it's due to thug shake. No, I'm not gonna do that, Roman. But thank you so much for watching. But yeah, if it really was for her whole personal journey and it's legit, it's unfortunate for one that she caused a man, going back to my original talking points about men being a humiliation ritual, to get her off her course. But hopefully she sticks to it and just remain in her faith. But she definitely, again, looks very beautiful. And one thing I can say about her, she does put herself first. I'm glad Drika got away. She's on a farm doing her. Go Drika. So yes, seems like Drika's at a more peaceful place without this man, which is great. It seemed like he was her first of everything, which can be very difficult to break away from. So good for her for breaking away and just finding her peace. And now it looks like Brittany Renner is on the same path, because your boy definitely does not seem like he would be again a candidate for marriage, relationship, or anything like that. I don't know why it's getting darker, but I hope I don't know why it's getting darker, but hopefully you all can still see me. But I just let some more light in. But yeah, doesn't really seem like a good candidate for a marriage, relationship, or anything like that. That's when vetting definitely comes into place. But to be married for 52 days and how she was gushing over him as the man of her dreams, and to be done already is just absolutely insane. And quite frankly, it is a little embarrassing. Like, so I hope that your girl is finding peace within herself and getting herself together. I guess she said in the Muslim culture, you have 90 days to figure it out. And to decide if you want to get back with this man or not. Hopefully, she just moves on with her life with her and her child, and realize that, hey, that was something that she did, and for whatever, because I heard allegedly him and Brittany have been messing around like for years. So for whatever reason, it's just not working out well between the two of them. So maybe they need to just realize they tried it, they tried to be committed to each other, and it's just not a good ordeal. But again, I do know a lot of women within even like the whole natural hair type aesthetic of a woman, because he does talk about like eating well, taking care of yourself. They actually view him as like a good man to date, and I'm like, what the hell? Because I don't see him as a viable option whatsoever. Like someone said in the comment, he's a very weird individual. Yeah, so if that's what people are going after, more power to you. But I don't think that he's mentally stable whatsoever. So I definitely think that if you are finding something attractive about this man, definitely look within yourself and figure out, hey, is this actually the right decision for me? Am I suffering from something? Is this something that I'm not seeing? Because he literally goes around and calls himself, like someone pointed out, a demon, and he's literally still married. So I don't recommend any woman, I don't care if the man is separated, dealing with married man. That goes back to the 41-year-old with a baby video, because that woman alleged that the man was separated. But as you can see, these men be separated one day, then they get back with their wives the next day, then they're leaving you holding the bag 100%. So women, we definitely have to look out for ourselves. Now, I'm not to the extreme where I think, oh, I'm never going to, I have a man right now, so I'm not about to be to the extreme like don't date men, don't love men. But I definitely do find some truth into the whole messages of, again, about men being humiliation rituals and just really being careful. I feel like before you can love a man, you have to love yourself. And love yourself, depending on your childhood and things like that, can definitely be a journey of itself that could take years to unpack and undiscover and things like that. These men will embarrass you. Yes, I agree 100%. So definitely go on that path before you're looking for love from another man, or from a man, because honestly, a lot of the stuff is overrated. Like, I definitely find it to be very peaceful, and I do find happiness in having a partner that is equally yoked to me, that I can bounce ideals off and things like that. But if you're not in a healthy place, being with a man definitely, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. You know how back in the day, like before we start dating and things like that, a lot of the older people would be like, hey, take your time, because CX or whatever the case may be is not really all that.